Today I am here at Pleasure Beach Resort, also known as Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I've got 10 roller coasters to get on today, and if you're counting credits, you could actually say you've got 12 credits to get at this park. So they got a wide variety of attractions here. It's a brilliant traditional amusement park, this one. It's also a family owned business, so there's loads of charm in this park. It's got loads of history as well. It's got one of my favourite coasters in the UK, Icon, a Mack launch coaster, and it's also got the former tallest roller coaster in the country, the big one. My name is Max Grindon and this is Max G-Force. And here we go. I've just entered the park now and I'm really excited. Unfortunately, they have staggered openings. So Icon won't be open for 10 o'clock, but I mean, it says it's opening at 10:15, so I haven't got long to wait for my favorite coaster in the park. But I'm just passing now the site of Evictus. So yeah, located just behind me here is going to be the site of Evictus, the newest investment here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's a flat ride. It's going to be an Intamin Gyro Swing. It's going to be absolutely massive, this one. It's 138 feet tall at its highest point. Yeah, it swings up to 120 degrees. And you're going to get fantastic views of the sea. You're going to be literally swinging right next to the big one here. The thing with the Intamin Gyro Swings is they've got one in a park called Liseberg in Sweden called Loki, and is regarded by many as the best flat ride anywhere in the world. They only have lap bars, so you get really good airtime on it. You get great hang time on it, I think. From what I've heard, I've never ridden one, so this will be my first one. And yeah, it's really exciting, and it's great that Blackpool Pleasure Beach are making a new massive investment. I've made my way over to the other side of the park now to ride Icon. It's just opened and I absolutely love this thing. It's a Mack multi-launch roller coaster. It opened in 2018 and it's got a max speed just over 50 miles per hour. It's not that tall either. It's only under 100 feet tall. But this thing, it's not about the height and it's not about the speed. It's about the elements there. You get fantastic airtime on this thing and it's only got a lap bar. So I'm really excited to get on this new sort of modern style roller coaster here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach with just that lap bar. Oh, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. And I have just got off Icon. Oh my gosh. I love that thing. Very similar restraints to Hyperia over at Thorpe Park, because these are both manufactured by the same manufacturer, Mack rides. The restraints on Hyperia and the restraints on Icon are super comfortable. You've only got that lap bar. On Icon you've got seat belts as well. So what do I think of the ride experience of Icon? So you go into a pretty slow launch, but it gains some speed to take you over almost like a top hat sort of elongated airtime hill. I sat on the back row and I was whipped down that airtime hill. It was a brilliant moment of airtime. And then Icon is just a ride packed full of twists and turns and brilliant moments of airtime, brilliant pops of airtime. So you've got one inversion on this thing, and it goes around that inversion really quite slowly. You might just make it out just there. Yeah, that inversion is one of my favourite moments on the ride. The hang time you get is amazing. So this was my first ever roller coaster back when I rode it a couple years ago with just a lap bar that went upside down. Going through that slow inversion there with just a lap bar for the first time was absolutely mental. And I'll never forget that. And it remains a really good moment of hang time and a great introduction to upside down moments with just a lap bar. This is such a good first coaster to go upside down with a lap bar. It really is. You go through several sort of S-bend sort of twists and turns where you're getting thrown out of your seat. This thing is full of airtime. That right there is another great moment of airtime just before you enter a tunnel into the second launch of the ride. And the second launch is really, really good. Now, another one of my favourite elements on the ride is when you exit that launch up into a junior Immelman. Sitting on the back row, you get loads of hang time and you get loads of whip going down that junior Immelman. It is so much fun. Yeah, the airtime on Icon is it's only rivaled by Hyperia in this country from what I've experienced. Just look behind me at all this coaster track. This is Blackpool Pleasure Beach for you. The park is so, it's a very compact park. They've only got a limited amount of land here. And so they've had to fit all these coasters in such a short, in such a small area of land. And it's created the beauty that is Icon because they figured out, right, look at this, we can fit it to go under the big one and have a super long layout back there. So yeah, the fact that this thing has 2 launches, it allows for a really, really long layout. It is so worth the wait, this ride. And I only waited about 15 minutes at park opening, which was great. This is such a good one to do first thing of the day. When it comes to roller coasters, if you ride them early in the morning, they're often not running at their full potential because roller coaster track warms up, and because the wheels warm up throughout the day and it makes the train go faster. As this thing warms up throughout the day, it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And so I look forward to getting back on this later today and letting you know whether it has improved, because every part of this ride will improve as it warms up. That airtime there will improve. So yeah, I really look forward to that. I just saw the big one testing, so I think I'm going to go head over to do that now. And having just come off Icon, there's only one thing I want to do now, and it's the big one. When I came here 2 years ago, I was here for 2 days, and for my first day, it was shut all day because of high winds. Yeah, you get the, because Blackpool is literally a seaside town, you get loads of heavy winds here, and they've built a roller coaster that's got, you know, a 205-foot drop, so it's really tall, and they have to close it in high winds. So I didn't manage to get on it my first day, but I did the second day, and this is a really good ride. Yeah, it's an Arrow hypercoaster There's only one other Arrow hypercoaster I've done, and it's Magnum XL 200, which is an incredible roller coaster at Cedar Point. But yeah, I'll let you know how the big one rides when I get off. And I have just got off my one ride there on the big one, formerly known as the Pepsi Max big one. Look, I rode on row 2 and that thing was extremely rickety. You feel like you're on something that just wants to come off the tracks. It's absolutely crazy. You can tell it's a really old roller coaster. But saying that, they've been going through the process of re-tracking quite a bit of the big one, but it's still really rickety. So yeah, it's an old Arrow hypercoaster this, and the thing is that first drop is awesome, especially towards the back row. The reason why I sat on the second from the back is because it's a car of 3 rows, and so sitting in the middle means you're not on top of a wheel. So if I'd sat on the back row, it would have been even worse. So yeah, this thing, yeah, it's a really rough ride. But that first drop is something else. It really is amazing. I mean, if it weren't for the ricketiness, that first drop wouldn't be as extreme. It really does feel crazy when you're going down it. The big one, a very strong positive to it is it's a very long layout. After the first drop, you go up an airtime hill, which doesn't give you any airtime. So they've not really profiled this that great. It could have been profiled a lot better to deliver a lot stronger airtime there. Yeah, you enter that hill, and then a turnaround section, which is located really high up off the ground, and it's amazing riding this thing, just looking around. You can see all of Blackpool at the top of that. You can see the Blackpool Tower, and the sea. Looking out to the sea is amazing up there. Yeah, 213 feet high. It is a really unique roller coaster, especially for the UK. We've not got that many tall roller coasters. So, I mean, it is good fun if you can handle the roughness and the jankiness. Yeah, the big one, it's an experience, I'd say that. Yeah, I will definitely be going back on it today though, because that first drop is really memorable. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best first drops in the country for sure. Something I forgot to mention about the big one as well is the station has a transfer track located below where the train sits in the station. So if you're lucky enough to be waiting to get on while they're adding a new train, you'll see the whole track lift up. It's really a cool design, and it's nice and compact. So yeah, that's why it's got such a tall roof there. So anyway, I'm heading over to do Revolution now. This is a Arrow shuttle looping coaster, and this is one of the scariest roller coasters that I have ever been on. And I'll tell you all about why when I get off, but yeah, let me just show you a quick shot of it. Yeah, this thing is really cool. But yeah, it's one of their old roller coasters here. Yeah, it's opened in 1979. Yeah, it is a really, really scary one. So yeah, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. I've just got off my ride there on Revolution. I got the front row, and you know what? This is one of those rides where the front row is definitely the best row on this ride. You get absolutely whipped down that backwards drop on the front row because you're at the back of the train when you're going down that drop. So you're completely whipped down. You get incredible airtime going down that backwards drop on the front. That is why it is the scariest ride that I've been on here in the UK. Going down it backwards, you don't know when it's coming, and just the intensity of the drop and going into this nice intense loop as well. Yeah, this is all round a fantastic roller coaster. I'd actually say the worst part of the ride is the initial first launch, but I guess that's because I was on the front row. So front row is always weakest when you're on the front going down drops. But yeah, overall Revolution is a fantastic roller coaster here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And I've made my way over to Avalanche now. This opened in 1988. It's a Mack bobsled roller coaster. It's the only bobsled coaster I've ever done, and it's a really good ride, this one. It was actually opened by Eddie the Eagle, if you know who that is. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. I have just come off the Avalanche. That is such a cool, unique coaster because it's not connected to any track. So you're just coasting down around this metal here, and it gives a really unique feel. A top tip I'd say as well is, and I mentioned this in my Thorpe Park vlog to deal with the roughness on Hyperia, is I highly recommend on Avalanche leaning forward. You know, holding on to the side and leaning forward so that your back isn't against the backrest, because the Avalanche, if you do ride it just leaning back, you get all the juddering from the train straight into your back, and that's not much fun. But if you lean forward, it's a really fun coaster and really unique. So yeah, I do really enjoy the Avalanche. And I'm just on my way down to the Grand National, a wooden roller coaster, and I'm just passing River Caves here. Now this was actually a really cool, like, inside dark ride, sort of boat ride. it is a shame that it's been closed for quite a while now, but they are renovating it, so it will reopen, which is exciting. And I've made my way over to the Grand National now. This is a really historic roller coaster. It opened in 1935. It's a wooden roller coaster. It's also a Mobius looping coaster, which basically means that it's a dueling roller coaster. So you climb the lift hill with a train by your side, and you're dueling the other train throughout the whole layout with it by your side. But because it's a Mobius loop, it means that it's not two separate tracks. It's not two separate roller coasters. It's all the same track. And basically, when you come back into the station, you end up on the other side of the station because you've really only completed half the layout. So it's a very unique, clever design, this. I've heard it's a very rough one because it was built nearly 100 years ago, 10 years ago until its 100th birthday. And because it's so historic, the UK government has actually given it grade 2 protection, which basically means Blackpool Pleasure Beach sort of have to keep it by law just because of its historical significance. So I'm really excited to get on it because I wasn't able to get on it the last time I came to Blackpool Pleasure Beach because it was closed. So yeah, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. And I've just come off Grand National. I managed to wait for the front car and the middle row on it because I've heard quite a lot that this was a really rough coaster, so I wanted to make sure it was as smooth as possible. But I got off that, and you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised because the seats in the train, they're really well padded. So even though, yeah, it's a bit of a janky coaster, there's a lot of padding in there, and if you make sure you get a non-wheel seat, it is actually really good fun. You've got several airtime hills there. Yeah, it's not strong airtime, but it's good fun racing the other coaster. So yeah, I think Grand National overall, it is a good, fun wooden roller coaster. And one of the other things about Grand National is I've not been able to get that many good off-ride shots of it because literally the whole layout is behind the massive like warehouse building for Valhalla, which is the incredible massive water ride they've got here. Yeah, I'll talk more about Valhalla later in this vlog. But yeah, so you can literally only see the lift hill, and yeah, it's hiding back there, but it's a really good layout back there. Yeah, it's good fun. And I've just had lunch now, and I thought, you know what, to let my food go down, I'd head over onto their transport ride, the Pleasure Beach Express. So this is like a big train which goes around the Pleasure Beach. You get some great views on this, so I'll give you a short montage now of all the great shots that I can get on this attraction now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've just got off the Pleasure Beach Express there. That is a great little ride to do, to let your food go down after lunch. You get great views of the park and of the coasters as well. It's great when you're on it and you're right next to a coaster and the train goes around the track. So I got a good shot of Icon and the big one that I was really happy with there. But anyway, I'll give you a quick show of the Nickelodeon Land they've got now. So yeah, this is the sort of kiddie area of the park now, themed to everything Nickelodeon, and one of those IPs is SpongeBob SquarePants, which I am a huge fan of, or at least I was when I was growing up. I absolutely loved SpongeBob. So yeah, they've got a few SpongeBob themed rides here, including this little splash battle ride here. I think this looks just fantastic. Look at this, all the theming here, it's all so colourful. Got Mr. Krabs there and the Krusty Krabs, which is like a little like frog hopper small drop tower thing which bounces up and down. That's good for the kids. And back here you've got a wooden roller coaster here by PTC called Nickelodeon Streak. Now, I rode that when I first came here to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and it opened in 1933. Because it's so old, it's a little bit rough, but I mean, it's a really good family wooden coaster. It's definitely on the higher end of a family coaster because it's a little bit intense with some of the drops you get there. You do take them with a bit of speed, so that's good fun. And then you might just notice here another wooden roller coaster called Blue Flyer. That's like a super kiddie wooden roller coaster. It could be your first ever wooden coaster if you're really, really young. And it's one of the last coasters left out there that is controlled with manual braking. There's literally someone in the station, a ride operator has to like pull a lever to brake it. That's really cool. So yeah, you've got loads of different attractions here for the younger ones, and yeah, it's a really good little land. And I'm just on my way to ride Big Dipper, which is another one of their wooden roller coasters here, but I'm just passing the Wallace and Gromit Thrill-O-Matic. This is a fan favourite. You know, we love Wallace and Gromit here in the UK, and look, you got Gromit himself greeting guests. So yeah, that's great. It's a brilliant dark ride in there, loads of scenes, and they're even adding one inside to match with the new Wallace and Gromit movie. So it's great they're updating it and renovating it just for that. So yeah, that's terrific. And it is a good ride, but I'm not going to get on it now because I want to focus on the roller coasters today. And I've made my way over to the Big Dipper now. This opened all the way back in 1923, and I was here on its 100th year anniversary. It's a pretty good wooden roller coaster. It was built by PTC, and it's 60 feet tall, so I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. And I've just got off the Big Dipper. You know what? That you can tell that's like 100 years old. It is quite rickety, but you know what? The trains on these wooden roller coasters here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, they've got really good padding, nice and comfy. It's almost like you're sitting on a sofa. So even though, you know, it is a little bit janky, it's comfortable. It's okay because you're not whacking into like a hard side. It's fine. You got lovely pops of airtime as well. A few good pops of airtime on the Big Dipper. And yeah, it's an overall pretty solid wooden roller coaster. Yeah, I'm a big fan. And if you've made it this far into the vlog, then please do be sure to smash that like button and consider subscribing. It's completely free to do, and it really helps out the channel. And you might just spot behind me, this misty glass here, is Infusion. So Infusion, it's a Vekoma SLC. I've done a few of these by now. This was my first one that I ever did, and they're notorious for being brutally rough. And I can confirm, I mean, it's a really rough ride, this. So I won't be going on it today, But I mean, I've got a fun fact for you about it. Even though it isn't at the moment, but when it first opened, and you know, a lot of the time, it's fully submerged underwater. All these supports are all underwater, just about there. And it gave this coaster the world record for the world's first roller coaster to be built entirely above water, or to stand entirely above water, which is a little interesting fun fact for you. Quite a niche world record, that is. But yeah, the thing is, these are really good layouts, because I rode one over in Energylandia, and be sure to check out that vlog if you haven't already. My day at Energylandia in Poland was incredible. Yeah, they had literally like 19 roller coasters for me to get on. And yeah, they've got a Vekoma SLC, but the trains on it didn't have the traditional over-the-shoulder bulky restraints, which you get loads of headbanging. Over there, they were vest restraints, and it was a really fun layout, and it allowed me to really enjoy the coaster. So yeah, this has exactly the same layout, but you just can't enjoy it because of those horrible restraints. So it would be great to see Blackpool Pleasure Beach invest in some new trains for for Infusion, but they could just get rid of it, to be honest, and replace it for something better. And I'm just going to head over to do Icon again. You know, Icon is my favourite ride in the park, so yeah, I want to get on it again and see whether it has warmed up. I'm sure it has. And I have just got off my 4th ride on Icon today. Yeah, I've just kept going round and round on it. It is so much fun. Yeah, the line's not been too long, so I've just found it worthwhile. Just keep going round and round and round. It is just so much fun. My favourite part of the ride, in my opinion, is that Junior Immelman there. You get loads of hang time towards the back row, and then when you're towards the back row, you get whipped down it. It is so much fun. Literally ejector air time. Yeah, you get ejector air time on Icon. It is brilliant. It's definitely warmed up now, and yeah, you can definitely tell when a coaster has warmed up like Icon, and it definitely has. It's going around that course way quicker than this morning, which just means all those moments of airtime are just that little bit stronger. Yeah, I love Icon, and yeah, that is why I've been on it 4 times today. Ah, what a ride. Oh, and by the way, something I've not talked about yet today are the operations. So, to be honest, the operations haven't been too great today. The big one has only been running 1 train all day, and it has the capability to run 3 trains. But let alone just having 2 trains would really make that queue go so much quicker. So yeah, I was waiting in line for quite a while when I rode Big One earlier today. The operations on the Big Dipper, which I did not that long ago, that only had 1 train, so you're waiting for the train to finish the layout before you can load up. It's a really, you know, it's not great for operations, that. But fortunately, Icon is running 2 trains, and Icon is the best operated ride in the park at the moment. And thank God it is, because it's the best ride. Yeah, such a good one. But yeah, the operations here could definitely do with some improving. And not far from Icon is Steeplechase. So this is the roller coaster that I mentioned earlier today, where they've got 3 tracks. They've got a red track, which is basically orange, a yellow track and a green track, and the only track I've ridden is the red track. So I've got 2 more credits to get. I'm gonna try and get the green track now. But yeah, I'll let you know how Steeplechase goes when I get off. I've just got off Steeplechase. That was great fun. It's a really unique ride. It was designed and built by Aerodynamics. It's their Steeplechase model, and they only ever built 2 of them. One here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and the other one at Knott's Berry Farm, all the way in California in America. That one closed in 1996, and yet this one was built in 1977 and it's still going. So it's a one-of-a-kind coaster anywhere in the world, and it's here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And you know what? It is really good fun. It's really unique because you ride on these tiny little cars with 2 seats. You're literally riding a horse. I sat on the front row, obviously, and I highly recommend. Basically, I mean, it's a bit janky. It is quite a bit janky, especially as you're coming into the brakes at the end of the ride. But I recommend sort of mounting it sort of like a motorcycle and sort of really sort of sticking your butt into the backrest. That way you sort of mitigate the sort of throwing around a bit because you're sturdy in there. That's my top tip to ride this thing comfortably. And yeah, it's a really good unique ride. I got the green track, so I've ridden the red track and now the green track. The yellow track actually isn't running today. You can see the horse is just staying there. Yeah, he ain't moving today. So maybe I'll get the yellow track in the future when I come back to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because it is the last credit that I need to get here at the park. Right next to Steeplechase is the big one. Look, yeah, the big one is janky, but it is so much fun. That first drop is just unforgettable. Now, it's quite funny because Blackpool Pleasure Beach, they like to sort of exaggerate when it comes to the statistics with the big one. They say it's 235 feet tall. Well, that is when measured from sea level. In reality, it is 213 feet tall, and the drop is 205 feet tall. But you know what? This thing, it's a hypercoaster because it's over 200 feet tall, and yeah, that first drop is incredible, and that is why I'm going to go ride it now. And I've just got off my second ride on the big one. Yeah, it's janky as hell, but I absolutely love that thing. I rode on the second row from the back, and once again, for both my rides, I've been on that second to last row, and it's the best place to ride this thing. It's not like, it mitigates the roughness as much as you possibly can because you're not on a wheel seat, and yet you're still completely whipped down that first drop. It is incredible. It's also warmed up already because obviously I rode this right early in the morning. It's already warmed up, and yeah, it's going around that track really, really fast. It feels out of control when you're going down that first drop. It is an awesome feeling. And yeah, just being on such a grand scale coaster, you really do appreciate just the scale and the size of this thing when you're on it, and when you're up there and on the turnaround section. I really do love this thing. Other than that first drop, there's no other real special elements to it, to be honest. One thing Blackpool Pleasure Beach I would have loved for them to have improved on today is getting on more trains for the big one. Yeah, when the big one first opened, they used to have really good operations. It was running 3 trains and they just kept sending them and sending them, from what I've heard. So it is such a shame that they've that the operations have greatly diminished over the years. So yeah, the big one, yeah, it's a bit janky, but gosh, I absolutely love the thing. So after just coming off the big one there, I'm heading right next door to one of my favourite rides in the park, Revolution. Just that backwards drop. I can't get enough of it. I still get scared going on it, and you know, I've been on some of the craziest, most extreme roller coasters in the world, and yet this is one of them that I get the most scared on. And I don't really get scared on coasters anymore. It's just, and I'm not scared on it, but it's just, yeah, I think it's the fact that you just can't anticipate when the drop is because you're going backwards and you can't see it. So, you know, there's a roller coaster over in Australia called the DC Rivals coaster. It's a Mack hypercoaster like Hyperia, and that roller coaster has backwards facing seats and it's like 200 feet tall as well. I can't imagine what going down that backwards would be like. Yeah, I'd love to get over there someday to ride that thing, because compared to this, yeah, this is tiny. But God, I'm really excited to get on Revolution here, and it's such a funky structure as well. It literally shakes when the train returns to the station. It's really cool. So yeah, I'll let you know how my ride goes when I get off. Off my ride there on Revolution. I had 2 rides. I just rode it back to back there. Oh, literally, I've ridden this thing 3 times today, and that should show you just how much I love this coaster. It is this backwards drop that makes it for me. It's not even that big, but it's the fact you're going down it backwards. And I rode it twice. Well, in total today, I've ridden it 3 times. All in the front car, because on the front car you're technically on the back row when you're going down that drop, so you're getting the most whip down it. So I highly recommend sitting towards the front on Revolution. It is so good. The airtime you get on it is ridiculous there, and then the loop is really intense as well. It's a lovely intense loop. So yeah, it's not a long ride, but it doesn't have to be. It's so intense. It's really good fun, and yeah, they've not got many of these shuttle loops still going, because once again, it's another old coaster model here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So it's a pretty unique one, and yeah, we got to make the most of it while they last. And I'm just on my way to Launchpad over on the other side of the park, but I'm just passing the ghost train here. Yeah, it's another classic ride here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and it's good fun in there. But I won't be getting on it today because I want to prioritise the very best rides here at the park. But I will be getting on these rides that I've missed out today in my next visit, which will be probably when Evictus opens, because I want to get here for the opening of that massive Intamin Gyro Swing. And I'm also passing the Alice in Wonderland dark ride. That is another really good one. That's been really well maintained, and it's got a fantastic vibe in there as well. Yeah, that's another really good dark ride that they've got here. And also, look at this thing. These are the flying machines, and they opened all the way back in 1904. They are the oldest ride still going here at the park. And I mean, it's just incredible the amount of heritage that this park has. Yeah, really, really good. And I've made my way over to Launchpad now. This is an S&S Shot Tower, so it launches you up. They recently renovated it. It used to be known as Ice Blast, and they've taken out the compressed air canisters that powers this ride, and they've replaced it, so it's got a much more powerful launch now. I've never ridden it, I never rode it as Ice Blast, so I look forward to giving it my first go today and letting you know how it rides. I have just ridden Launchpad for the very first time. I've ran around again and I've had 2 rides on it. I absolutely loved that. It was my first S&S Shot Tower that I've ever done. And if you've watched some of my videos in the past, you will know that I'm pretty scared of drop towers, because I used to be petrified of riding roller coasters because of the stomach drop feeling you get going down anything close to a drop. I really didn't like that feeling, and that's pretty much all you get on drop towers. So I'd never been on a tower like this before, where it launches you up first, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and it looks pretty menacing when looking at it off-ride. So yeah, I was a little bit scared going into this, and it's also 210 feet tall. It's absolutely massive. Yeah, you can see it all over Blackpool. It's really, really quite tall. And so I got in the seats, and it counted down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you launch up, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. Because you're getting launched up, you're getting positive G's, so you're not getting the stomach drop feeling. You're more being squished down into your seat. You shoot up and you get an incredible view all over Blackpool, all over the other side of the park. You see the big one, all the other coasters you can see from up there. It's such a cool, unique experience, getting shot up like that so quickly. You really do feel like you're getting launched into space. So I think it's a great re-theme as well, because they also shoot out like fog at the bottom, like smoke, literally giving it even more of that sort of spaceship rocket launch vibe, and it looks fantastic. The restraints on them are a ratcheting system, and on my first ride I was a little bit pinned, so right at the top there, when you then drop, that's where you're meant to get airtime, and you do get really good airtime on this. But the first time I rode it, I was a little bit pinned, and I didn't come out of my seat up there. But the second time, I made myself as fat as possible and moved forward a little bit in my seat to get a higher up ratchet, all perfectly safe still. And that gave me a bit more of a gap. So when I was at the top there, I was floating out of my seat and I got brilliant air time. And yeah, I wasn't scared up there, which I otherwise would be on a drop tower. So it's a really enjoyable ride, this. And yeah, I look forward to riding more shot towers in the future, because I'm now definitely going to prioritise riding them. Now I know how much I enjoy them. And just behind me here is the entrance to Valhalla. It's an incredible water ride here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's located entirely indoors. Yeah, I rode this on my first visit here to Blackpool Pleasure Beach 2 years ago, and it is an incredible ride. Honestly, I'll go as far to say as this is the best water ride I have ever been on in my life. And the one downside to Valhalla is it's located in an amusement park, and you get absolutely drenched on it. It's literally should belong in a water park. That's how wet you get on this ride. So I won't be riding it today for that reason. I'd get absolutely drenched, and I'm gonna head home soon, and I've got literally like upwards of like a 5-hour drive. So I don't want to do that in dripping wet clothes. But yeah, when I came here 2 years ago, I literally brought separate clothes to ride this thing, and that would be a top tip. Bring your flip-flops and your Crocs and a fresh pair of clothes and like swimming trunks or whatever to ride this thing. They've got some lockers in the park which you can store them in along with your bag while you ride it. So I highly recommend that if you are coming here for the first time and you want to ride Valhalla. Yeah, it definitely requires a change of clothes, this one. But yeah, Valhalla is a really, really good, world-class dark ride and water ride as well. It is just incredible. Oh, and by the way, something I forgot to mention about Valhalla is in the station, they have like these massive hoovers, like vacuum cleaners, to suck up all the water that enters the boat. You really do get that wet. And located just next to Valhalla is Loki's Bar. That is my favourite restaurant in the park, and I was really looking forward to eating there today. But guess what? It's the only restaurant here that isn't open today from what I saw on the app. And yeah, I tried to walk into it and it was closed. So I was really looking forward to getting some rotisserie chicken they do there. Really good chicken. Yeah, it's really nice there. And if it's open, I highly recommend having your lunch at Loki's Bar. Yeah, I really enjoyed my meal I had there 2 years ago. So yeah, it is a shame that it was closed today. And my day here in Blackpool at the Pleasure Beach Resort has now come to an end. I have had an absolutely brilliant day here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I've absolutely loved it. I've loved getting on the big one, the former tallest roller coaster in the country. I've loved getting on Icon as well. Icon is just so much fun. The airtime you get on it is great with that lap bar. And also Revolution has been a major highlight of my day as well. Just the intensity of the backwards drop, the amount of airtime you get on that, and just not knowing when it's going to come is just so much fun. And it's definitely literally one of the scariest coasters I've ever been on. So one area of improvement that Blackpool Pleasure Beach should definitely look into is getting their operations a lot better. You know, there was only one train running on the big one all day, and the queue was really building up on it, and it's not a very nice queue line to wait in, to be honest. So that was a little bit of a shame, but despite that, the big one was such a good ride to get on today. Yes, it isn't as good as the Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point, the other aerodynamics hypercoaster, but despite that, it is still a really, really good hypercoaster here in the UK. And yeah, I've really enjoyed my day here at the park. Yeah, there are some rides that I haven't done today, such as Valhalla, the Ghost Train, and Alice in Wonderland, Infusion as well. I'll be making sure I ride all of them the next time I come up to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and I'll give you my full review in my next video here at the park. And yeah, I'm going to try and get here for the opening of that Intamin Gyro Swing as well, which is really exciting. It's going to look absolutely fantastic at the park. So yeah, if you've made it to the end of the video, then please do be sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel. And also be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to receive all my new videos. So I've been on a 2-day trip up in the north of England. Yesterday I was at Alton Towers, and today I've been at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And if you haven't watched my Alton Towers vlog, then please do be sure to check that out now. I had such a great day. But yeah, my name is Max Grindon, and this has been Max G-Force. Thank you so much for watching.